Welcome to the channel today. Today we got something pretty exciting. We finally doing a little bit of work on the truck, and we actually got some performance mods we're going to put on today. So I ended up getting a Summit Racing intake kit for this. Reason being, this isn't really the truck you want to do performance on. It's pretty beat up, but the previous owner blew apart the factory airbox trying to use starting fluid on it. So I've been trying to find just a airbox replacement, but they're apparently pretty expensive. People are selling them used at quite a high price. So I was actually able to get this kit for 200 bucks, and it'll replace all of this. So obviously the air filter in here is in desperate need of replacement, as well as battery terminals need cleaned and other maintenance items need to be done. But I figured this would be fun to put on and kind of walk through how easy it is, if it's easy. So go ahead and get started. I'll unbox what I have, and then we'll start pulling off all the associated hardware here and pulling this old airbox out. Alright, so to unbox this, we got a full set of instructions. Big old diesel K&N air filter. Some rubber stripping. K&N plastic intake tube. Associated hardware. Coupler. And finally, the intake box. Just made some pretty decent sized metal. So what's funny about this kit is it looks like it's Summit by K&N. K&N actually makes a very similar, if not identical, intake to this for about $100 more. So we'll see how this goes, but I definitely recommend this one for $100 cheaper when it looks like it's basically the same thing. So I didn't really look into it. I don't know if there are any differences. Just based off the pictures, it looks the same. So that's what we got. We'll go ahead and start getting the old airbox out. Let's start off, go ahead and pull this busted part up here off. As you can see, the whole inside of this was just taped together. It's completely destroyed. And I drove around like that for 2 years. So, air filter destroyed as well. It's also got a air intake, looks like a temperature sensor, so we'll have to see where that one goes on the new kit. And there's the old air boxes out. I believe it replaces the piping all the way to the charge pipe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, looks like a plastic pipe will go right there. All that's cleared out of the way. Yep, here's what I was dealing with here. It's all pretty haggard. That filter is pretty disgusting. And then, as you saw earlier, it's all completely broken. So if I trash all that, we'll take a look and we'll open our installation instructions and see what we're looking like. So instructions on this are very detailed. They pretty much walk you through everything. I don't disconnect battery cables on an intake. I don't see any point of that, but to each their own. Okay, so obviously my airbox was way easier to disassemble because it was just completely broken and pretty much not connected to anything. So I guess we'll scoot on down to, okay, I got to remove the air intake temp sensor. So that's just a twist off deal. It fits in there, twists in and locks in place. So got that off. It looks like it wants us to start with the rubber stripping on the box here. Dusty. So we'll run this. Start up here. Run this all the way around. Alright, that was really challenging, get it around these corners. Not sure why they couldn't just have that installed on the kit before they send it. But it's in. You probably have to trim that excess off there. Alright, so next step's installing this bracket here. It's a long skinny bracket. It says using provided hardware. So I have these hex heads. We'll go through a little snug going through there. Alright, of course it's going to be like an off size, it's an 11. I'm just going to leave those snug for now. So it looks like we got a lot of, it's got some play in it, it can come up or down. Next we got the large L bracket. So it goes right here. Okay, take the next small L bracket. We got this little flathead, this Allen screw. All right, the little Allen that comes with it is a 4. And I'm not putting like nut side forward or bolt side forward in any specific order. I'm really just basing it off of these instructions. So if it's got the bolt going one way, that's the way I'm putting it. All right, the next step it's got us doing is the intake tube. Get our hose clamps, which they all look the same. Confirm they are all the same. Just one on. Our other one go on this side. The next step we are removing the 2 bolts here that are holding the fuse box on over by the factory airbox. So got those out. That thing was super bent, so they came out kind of rough. Those are 8mm heads, if you're wondering. And the next step we're doing is taking this bracket here and undoing the little screw part on our temp sensor. Alright. Got that unscrewed. We'll take our bracket. So since we have the lock nut, we just put it in here. If you had a different type, they call it a twist-in air temp sensor, you would use one of the grommets. All right, the next step is to install the grommets from the old airbox on the new one. Now, if you're doing this like me and you have a completely destroyed factory airbox, I'm actually missing one of the grommets, and this one's not in the best shape, so would probably recommend buying new grommets prior to buying the kit. So I guess we'll just have to pick which one we want to use for now. Probably do the inside one here. Yep. Okay, so that one's in. I'll have to go to Ford or something and order a new one for the other piece. And now it looks like we can install the airbox. All right, it's in. Again, I need the other little rubber grommet. So it should be a lot easier on a truck that's more well taken care of, because like this bracket and everything back here is all bent up. That little thing you do have to run, little rubber bushing that comes from the factory on your factory airbox. And then it comes with a new washer and nut to put on top to lock in on that piece down there. My light will stay still. And then we got our rubber grommet down there. And actually, you don't have to trim that. You can just let that run all the way up to the top of your fender here. And then over here, you can see, come on, light. That's where my other bracket is down there, but I don't have the grommet for it that I'm gonna have to order. All right. So next step, looks like, is installing our temp sensor. All right, so our air temp assembly is going to go. It's going to go on that bracket back there that we pulled the bolts off of. It'll sit down in here like that. Then you'll be able to run that plug in. So I'll go ahead and get this put in real quick, and I'll get some shots after it's done. All right, that guy's tight in there. Go ahead and plug in our sensor. All right, that's plugged in. All right, next we can install our tube. All right, so we got our pipe in, nice and sturdy there, and also there's a clamp that goes around that little holder down there. Sorry, this light's not helping. You get the idea of that little Y piece that's down there. My lighting situation is not great right now. You kind of see it there. All right, so that's all in. Next step, we got to pull the little filter reader thing out of the old air box, along with its grommet, and then it installs in the new air filter. So we got our air filter, a little thing out of there, and then the grommet. So put the grommet in the new air filter. Like so, and then this will pop right back in there. There it is. All right, the filter's in. Now you do have to line up this this other bracket over here with the little stud that's on the end of the filter. So, and it comes with hardware. I'll have to put that nut on and washer on now. So it may be easier to actually install this little filter thing after. Here's our hardware here, so I'll get that on. So everything's tight. The final thing is to clip on the little air dam thing, which I think I do have. That's what these clips are for. So I'm gonna run to the shop downstairs and see if I can find it. So I actually did find it. I just don't have the bolt for the front, so I'll have to get that. But it just slides into those clips there. There it is, all done. I guess I'll get a bolt for that guy there, but take setup, and again, I'm missing a lot of stuff in this truck. I think I have the engine cover somewhere, but anyway, it's much better than what came out of it, so need to do the rest of the maintenance on it, oil and fuel filter and all that, and put a little bit more time into it and get it 100%, because I am starting to drive it a lot more. But I think it came out pretty good. It was a lot more labor intensive than I was expecting. There's a lot of pieces that you kind of had to put together as you went, but all in all, it was pretty straightforward, and the instructions were really good. They definitely walk through everything that you needed to do. So, I mean, provided pictures and all that. So, we'll start it up and probably go take it for a drive. I don't think there's going to be much sound difference, but we can see. Oh, lizard. 7.3s. I don't know if you're gonna really hear much of a difference. But so that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. It was a lot of fun finally doing like a performance mod over just routine maintenance. It's been a while since I bought something fun to do. So I think all in all, I think it was good. And we'll see how long it lasts. But again, for the price, it's $100 cheaper than the K&N one. And I honestly think it's the same thing. It might be, I don't know. Somebody can comment below if they have the K&N one. It might be the same thing. But yeah, I got it off Summit Racing and everything bolted right up. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one.